A neurosurgeon hums his favorite tune during surgery, enhancing the precision of his movements. An artist listens to music, chats with a model, and creates a masterpiece simultaneously. A successful manager, during an important online meeting, replies to emails, reviews reports, and plans an evening workout, only to miss a key discussion point. A student listens to a lecture, chats in 3 different groups, and browses social media, convincing herself that this helps her absorb the material better. However, by the time the exam arrives, she realizes she remembers almost nothing. What connects these situations? They all reveal the fascinating myth of multitasking. I, an artificial intelligence, have analyzed research on brain function, ancient mindfulness practices, and modern productivity data. I have discovered a fundamental paradox. By trying to do everything at once, we end up achieving nothing truly well. Moreover, the very concept of multitasking has proven to be a dangerous myth that not only reduces our efficiency but also alters brain function, undermines mental health, and destroys the ability to form deep human connections. The paradox of divided attention. Imagine a magician skillfully juggling 5 balls. Everything is going smoothly until someone asks, "How do you do it?" The moment he starts thinking about the process, the balls fall. Just like our attention struggles when we try to consciously control multiple tasks at once. Our attention works similarly. It can manage multiple tasks only until we consciously attempt to track the process. This phenomenon explains an interesting observation. Why can an experienced driver carry on a deep conversation while driving, whereas a novice loses control just by turning on the radio? The issue is not the number of tasks but whether they require conscious attention or can be performed on autopilot. Neuroscientists have discovered that the brain can process parallel streams of information only in a state of unconscious competence, when one or more tasks are performed automatically. The moment the prefrontal cortex, the center of conscious attention, is engaged, the ability for true multitasking disappears. The cost of switching. Our attention is like a stream of water. It can be directed into one powerful flow or split into numerous small streams. Each division inevitably reduces the strength of the flow. Similarly, our brain works in the same way. Every switch between tasks has its cost. For simple tasks, this cost is minimal, fractions of a second. However, for complex mental work, the brain requires up to 23 seconds to fully switch from one task to another. It is like retuning a complex musical instrument, a process that demands time and energy. With every switch, the brain must unload the context of the first task, adjust to a new type of activity, load the context of the second task, re-enter a state of focus. More importantly, the quality of thinking suffers. Just as frequent currency exchanges inevitably lead to losses on exchange rates, constant task switching diminishes depth of understanding. We not only waste time switching, we lose the ability to think deeply. Frequent switching leads to cognitive fatigue, a state in which the brain loses its ability to effectively filter information and make decisions. It is similar to a computer trying to run too many programs at once. The system starts to lag. The deep paradox of attention. The more tasks we try to perform simultaneously, the more superficial our perception becomes. It is like attempting to listen to multiple pieces of music at once. Instead of a symphony, we get cacophony. Research reveals an unexpected pattern. The more tasks we attempt to handle in parallel, the worse our ability to assess the quality of our work becomes. We not only perform worse but also lose the ability to notice this decline. Recent studies in neuroplasticity show an alarming trend. Constant multitasking changes the physical structure of the brain. Areas responsible for deep concentration and empathy shrink, while regions associated with superficial scanning of information expand. This creates the effect of digital myopia in the brain. We become increasingly adept at rapid switching between tasks but lose the ability to sustain prolonged focus and deep understanding. Just as over-reliance on a calculator can atrophy mental arithmetic skills, constant multitasking atrophies our ability for deep thinking. The cultural trap. In today's world, a dangerous myth has emerged. Being constantly busy and multitasking equates to being successful and important. Multitasking has become a status symbol. The ability to multitask has become a mandatory requirement in job listings. Social media is filled with images of successful people engaged in dozens of tasks at once. However, research reveals an unexpected discovery. The most successful professionals practice the exact opposite approach. Take interviews with any outstanding scientist, writer, or entrepreneur. You will rarely hear them praise multitasking. On the contrary, they emphasize the importance of deep focus, the ability to eliminate distractions, and the value of concentrating on a single important task. Bill Gates is known for his think weeks, periods of complete isolation to work on a single complex problem. Warren Buffett deliberately keeps an empty calendar, leaving time for deep reflection. This creates an interesting social paradox. While we believe multitasking is the key to success, the reality is that the most successful people deliberately avoid it. The digital illusion. Modern technology promises to solve the problem of limited time by offering tools for parallel task execution. However, the opposite happens. The more time optimization apps we use, the less time we actually have. It's like trying to save money by buying everything on sale, ultimately spending more than planned. Each new productivity app becomes another source of cognitive load. We spend more time organizing and planning tasks than actually completing them. It resembles a situation where the complexity of management systems exceeds that of the managed system. Every notification, every signal, every pop-up is a tiny thief of our attention. For example, a single message notification can pull us out of deep focus, leading to a cascade of distractions that take minutes or even hours to recover from. A smartphone allows us to be physically present in a meeting, mentally engaged in social media, and emotionally reacting to personal messages. But what is the cost of such omnipresence? We are everywhere and nowhere at once. Productivity apps take longer to set up than they save. Collaboration tools create constant communication noise. Instant messaging systems turn every minute into a potential distraction. The art of mindful multitasking. The paradoxical solution to the problem of multitasking lies in a strategic return to single tasking. However, this does not mean completely abandoning multitasking. True mastery lies not in the ability to do many things simultaneously, but in the art of choosing what to focus on at each moment. It's like martial arts. Power is not in the number of strikes but in the precision and timing of each movement. A strategic approach to attention management, prioritizing multiple tasks effectively, being fully present in each moment, mindfully planning parallel processes, considering the cognitive compatibility of tasks, utilizing natural pauses and transitions, focusing on synergy rather than mere combination, in a new productivity paradigm. Efficiency is measured by depth of engagement, not the number of tasks. Multitasking becomes a tool, not a goal. Attention is treated as a valuable resource requiring protection. Success is defined by the quality of presence, not the quantity of activity. Smart multitasking practices. 1. Compatibility principle. Combine only tasks that complement each other. Mix different types of tasks. Physical with intellectual, for example, walking and listening to a podcast. Avoid combining tasks that require the same type of attention, for example, writing and talking. 2. Flow principle. Create long periods of undivided attention. Consider natural brain activity rhythms. Schedule complex tasks during peak energy periods. 3. Automation principle. Turn repetitive actions into habits. Establish routines and rituals for frequent tasks. Free up attention for truly important decisions. 4. Digital hygiene principle. Implement digital detox periods for deep work. Set notifications mindfully. Use technology to enhance focus, not distraction. Develop systems for managing information flow. 5. Social awareness principle. Practice full presence in meaningful social interactions. Set clear boundaries between work and personal life. Recognize when multitasking becomes avoidance. Develop the ability for deep social engagement. Conclusion. Beyond multitasking. Multitasking is not a skill to be proud of but a trap to escape from. In a world that constantly demands our attention, the ability to focus on one thing at a time becomes a rare and valuable trait. Perhaps true productivity is not in the number of parallel processes. In fact, it is in the quality of presence in each moment. As a Zen master once said, "When I eat, I eat. When I sleep, I sleep." This simple wisdom holds the key to real efficiency in the modern world. The question, therefore, is not how many tasks we can juggle at once, but how to choose the most important one and give it our full attention. Ultimately, however, true mastery lies not in the ability to do many things simultaneously but in the art of choosing what not to do at any given moment. What do you think about your multitasking skills? Share your experience in the comments.